One of the things that really makes Isimangaliso special is that 2 of the big sea turtles nest on these beaches. Tonight, we are going out with Ufudu turtle tours, and it's also a very special time of year where you can see the turtles coming out to lay eggs and the first hatchlings start coming out to go back into the ocean. So I'm really excited for that. The coastline of the Ezemvelo Wetland Park is the only remaining major nesting site in Africa where loggerheads and leatherback turtles still lay their eggs. These important breeding grounds have been protected by Ezemvelo, the conservation partners of the Wetland Park Authority, for over 50 years. Peter and Temba are passionate conservationists who hold the concession for turtle tours on this stretch of beach.
Temba and I are partners in Ufudu Turtle Tours, and is one of the persons that has the most passion for animals and nature that I've ever met in my life. So we do these tours together or separately, and he gives an extra local flavor to the turtle tours as well, and something that came from outside cannot do. We've been coming onto these beaches now for 7 years, helping collect data on sea turtles, taking people out to become aware of the fact that there are turtles on these beaches nesting. Turtles are classified as endangered for loggerhead turtles and critically endangered for leatherback turtles. So it becomes more and more important for us to protect these turtles for future generations. In our oceans we get 5 species of sea turtles. The only 2 that we don't get are the Australian flatback and the Kemp's Ridley turtle, but we get the olive Ridley turtle, which we don't see that often, the green turtle, hawksbill, leatherback turtle, loggerhead turtle, and only the leatherback and loggerhead turtles nest on our beaches. And the loggerhead turtle, once these hatchlings hatch, and this is hatching season at the moment, they will spend their first 10 years on the surface of the ocean until they get to a size of about 40-50 centimeters in diameter, and then they will start diving for their food. They will establish their own feeding grounds, mainly on the east coast of Africa, Madagascar, and the islands and atolls around Madagascar. And when they reach sexual maturity of around about 30 to 35 years of age, they will come back to these beaches if they're female, and if they survive, to come and lay their eggs on the beaches where they were born. How they do that exactly, it's not exact science, but we know that they use the magnetic fields around the Earth. They will use the currents in the ocean, the moon, the sun to navigate their way back to their birth beaches. Our loggerhead turtles reach an age of about 30 to 35 years before they will return to their beaches to come and lay their eggs, and they are very specific. They will come back within a radius of about 10 kilometers of where they were born. Turtles live in the ocean, and in the water they're weightless, or they've got neutral buoyancy. So for them to come out onto land and crawl up to the vegetated dunes is a major effort. It takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of effort. And we see that the turtles lose condition during the season as well. And the sigh of relief when the turtle reaches the water after they've nested. It takes about, for loggerhead turtles, it takes about an hour and a half for them to dig their nests, to cover the nest and to disguise the nest. For leatherback turtles, up to 3.5 hours on land, and they are extremely exhausted when they're done. It's part of their life cycle, and people's first reaction usually is to say, shame, poor turtles. But turtles are extremely tough. There's nothing shame about these animals.
Our tour was drawing to a close as the tide flowed in, and just as we were about to give up hope, we found a little miracle. The last hatchling from a loggerhead nest.
The journey to the ocean is a treacherous one, and where the beach would normally lay smoothed by the tides, mankind has created even more obstacles for the hatchlings. Tire tracks and footprints are like canyons to these little guys. If this tiny turtle survives all the dangers she'll be facing out in the open ocean, she will be back in about 30 years to lay her eggs on this exact beach.
Seeing one little baby turtle going to the ocean just made this whole day. It's incredible to see the struggle it needs to go through to get into the ocean, and then it gets into the ocean and then it's got a whole new struggle ahead of it. How can you help? Come and do turtle tours like this. You actually support the people that conserve this area and conserve turtles, because it's a big thing that we all need to strive and do. It's a beautiful thing to see. Just come and do it.
The turtle season runs from the end of October every year until about the second week of May. The first 3 months we usually see the females coming out on the beaches to lay their eggs, and then from about the second week in January of every year until the second week of May we see the hatchlings going back into the water. I'm passionate about turtles, and these animals do this to a person, and it's become so vital for them to survive, not only for the turtles, but for our future generations to see these animals survive. They are such amazing animals, and they've been on this planet for millions of years, and it will be a very sad thing for us to see these turtles go extinct.